Welcome to R&R's Exit Expert. I'm your host, Mildred Ingram, R&R's Editor-in-Chief, and today I'm joined by Jeff Milligan, VP of Sales and Strategy at Prism Specialties. Thank you for joining us, Jeff.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
So let's just get right into it. So could you provide a brief overview of your background and position at Prism Specialties?
Sure. As you mentioned, I'm VP of Sales and Strategy for Prism. We're responsible for signing up national accounts with carriers and contractors, TPAs, IAs, consultants, all those folks that can refer work to us. But I was actually a franchise owner for almost 10 years before taking on this role. So I've got kind of boots on the ground experience that has been really beneficial in taking this job and being able to talk the talk really with everyone that we're working with.
Okay. So what exactly is specialty restoration, and how specialized can Prism Specialties get?
That's a good question.
Say that three times fast.
From a specialty standpoint, we focus on textiles, equipment and electronics, art, and documents. Those are the specialties. So not general contents, not mitigation, not structure cleaning. So those those specific specialties. And so we do it both on the residential side and on the commercial side, everything from, a small restaurant to huge factories. So we run the full spectrum on that particular, those specialties.
Okay. So what are your cat or hurricane response capabilities, and how do you handle a large loss when those events occur?
Yeah, so, on the commercial side, everything is about business interruption. So being able to get a business back open as quickly as we can. So, we see, and CAT runs the full spectrum as well. So it's obviously hurricane is what everyone thinks of, but CAT is also wildfires, tornado outbreaks, freeze events. We have the flooding right now going on in Florida. So it kind of runs that full spectrum. So being able to help businesses, especially in those CAT events, to be able to get back open, to be able to service their customers. I mean, that's a big thing. Like I said, the business interruption on the commercial side is big. And then in a CAT event, there's a lot of pre-planning that goes into it. So you're working with contractors and carriers, identifying where you think those events are going to happen. So if it's wildfires in the West or hurricanes in the Gulf or Florida, being able to pre-plan with everybody and then being able to mobilize and support and be down there as quickly as you can after the event occurs, that's a big part of that preparedness for the CAT side.
Okay. So can you expand on your commercial expertise when it comes to specialty restoration?
Yeah, so like I said, we run the full spectrum from, small commercial losses like, restaurants to big factory fires. So we've done some really fun projects over the years, interesting projects. We've done, for instance, like wine in a box. You have the plastic liner that goes in. We cleaned a factory that makes those liners that goes in the wine in the box. We've worked on peanut brittle factories. We worked on on Navy submarines and ships. We've done a lot of wildfire work as well with universities, with their air systems and things like that get compromised from the ash. We've done in the automotive industry, just-in-time delivery is a big component. And so the suppliers, if you miss a delivery, you can have your contract canceled. So we've worked at brake plants, plastic injection molding plants. So we've done some pretty interesting stuff. And then on the CAT side, it's everything from hotels to we've worked on like large truck repair facilities. So cleaning the equipment that, they use to maintain the trucks, all the tooling, all that. So it runs that full spectrum.
So when you guys do this, do you ever get little treats? I'm stuck on the brittle.
No, I'm sure there was some sampling going on once the line was up and running to make sure that the product was a good quality product.
You don't want it to be poisonous, right?
No.
Make sure it's not poisonous.
That one was actually a factory rebuild as well. So the equipment, some of it was able to be salvaged, but then we worked with a supplier to actually, rebuild the lines and reinstall the lines. So we did the full spectrum on that.
Full spectrum. Oh yeah. Okay, so well, what type of large losses can Prism help with in the aftermath of a disaster? Like, could you give a few examples?
Yeah. So for instance, just using hurricanes because we're in hurricane season right now, it's working with universities and getting labs back open. A lot of times in these hurricane events, the roof peels off and you have water intrusion coming top down. So working with universities on labs and on sports facilities, working with hotels, even like, pool equipment that may get inundated with salt water, being able to restore that, repair that. Um, We've worked with gyms, getting the gym equipment cleaned. So working in, like I said, in factories and manufacturing facilities where they may get swamped with flood water and rebuilding control panels and removing rust from equipment and getting back into the OEM specs. So it really depends upon where that storm hits and what manufacturing or what type of businesses are concentrated in that area will kind of drive, what work is needed. But we've worked in school systems as well, cleaning
Hmm,
computers and doing document drying. So all types of interesting projects that come out of CAT work.
document drying.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
Document drying is another one we do a lot of that still. So it's actually document freeze drying. So
hmm.
documents come in wet. We have 4 freeze drying chambers plus a mobile unit that we can deploy. And you actually like if you think about freeze drying food, we freeze dry the documents and stop the water, making them worse. And then we can rebuild the files and also scan them and digitize them. So got a big spectrum of capabilities in the document restoration side too.
That's pretty cool. And I know a lot of people would love that because documents getting ruined, sometimes you can't get those back.
Well, you have a lot of business going digital, but you still have a lot of, attorneys and accountants and things like that, that there still is a lot of paper out there. So there's still a lot of document work happening every year.
Yeah. Oh, man. I never even thought of freeze drying.
Yeah.
That's makes sense.
Yep.
Well, Jeff, thank you so much for your time and your insight. But before we go, where can our listeners connect with you and learn more about Prism Specialties?
So if they go to prismspecialties.com, they
Hmm.
can see all the services we provide. You can submit a claim there on the website as well. You can find me on LinkedIn, reach out to me on LinkedIn. But yeah, we've got a lot of resources on our website, and it's a good place to start.
Okay, thank you. And for more insights on restoration, remediation, and the people behind it all, like Jeff, visit our website, rnrmagonline.com. We're at Apple or Spotify. And if you haven't yet, be sure to follow the podcast to keep up with our latest episodes and give us a quick review and rating. We're also on LinkedIn, Twitter, and Facebook, so we invite you to follow us there too. This has been R&R's Ask the Expert. Thank you for listening.